Sean, starting off, we're going to roll with college football the way that we do our college football picks. We alternate. We each get to take turns pitching which pick we like. We cannot have the same pick. I am now behind you after you went 3-0 last week. Somehow, shut up. I don't want to see you making that face. I guess
that Notre Dame pick wasn't too bad, huh? Will you acknowledge?
No, it had nothing.
Will you acknowledge that when I take Notre Dame and pick them on shows, they win handedly? Will you please acknowledge that?
What happened?
Ask me to bet on them this week.
What happened at the beginning? They're playing Syracuse. I don't need you to do that.
It was a big line. I thought about not including it, but I don't think I'm gonna.
It was the Miami game that you pitched as your can't miss. What did you frame it as? You had something ridiculous that you said.
Look, I might have called it a humdinger. Look, first of all, that Miami Notre Dame game, we have to agree most chaotic outcome of the college football season for the discourse that we're seeing now. Right?
Obviously, yes.
Yeah. So are we counting that? How much are we counting that if the committee doesn't want to count that game? So that should almost be expunged from my record.
But that could have very well kept Notre Dame out of the college football playoff if they dropped the game to USC.
Can we admit that that's just ridiculous? That loss to Miami, that fluky week 1 loss, that makes no sense.
No. Okay, yeah. I'm not gonna. Okay, to get back on track here, I'm not gonna allow you to scot-free to stay out of my bag races with that game because it still sits in my head. You got lucky with the Pitt game. You are 4-2, hitting 67% of your bets. I am 3-3 at 50%. I will go first for my first pick.
Who's your first, please?
Shut up. My first pick this weekend. I am going to take Oklahoma -7.5 against Missouri. I knew that was going to be one that you wanted.
Of course. It's a fine selection.
We already saw this season when Missouri was squaring off with Texas A&M with freshman quarterback Matt Zollers stepping in. Zollers looked pretty good against Texas A&M. Some people maybe thought I was one of these people. Hey, maybe he could challenge Texas A&M a little bit. Maybe he could play pretty well. Lo and behold, true freshman got smothered by a very talented pass rush, a very solid defense. And he could barely complete a pass. Just had an awful performance. He is going to be in hell against this Oklahoma defense that made Ty Simpson look pedestrian last week. So I'm going to take the Sooners -7.5.
You scare me. You got a weird thing with Oklahoma this year, man. When you're out on them,
bad juice. Yeah,
when you're out on them, they do well, and when you're high on them, they let you down. I liked this pick, and since I think I had a little bit of like for this pick, it'll cover. I think you'll be okay here. I'm just wary of you in Oklahoma because I've heard the propaganda spewed for the first 12 weeks of the year. Fine selection, though, Joe. Let's go with the no-brainer. We like to keep the spread sometimes small. Utah's given 17.5 to Kansas State. Utah rules. They're at home. Kansas State stinks. I'd say maybe the biggest disappointment in the Big 12 this year. For me personally, I had higher hopes for them. I thought the quarterback play was going to be better. I thought they were going to bounce back and be competitive. They're not. You know what else they don't do? They don't cover. You know what Utah does? They cover. Kansas State 4-6 all year against the spread. They're going to get smoked by Utah. We're about to hit Thanksgiving, right? We were both college football players on teams that didn't have anything to play for this late in the season.
Oh, my God.
You think this Kansas State team isn't thinking about going home to mom and dad and having Thanksgiving meal instead of having to play their hearts out against Utah at Utah? No shot. They're DOA. They're planning their golf trip.
Do you think – well, what golf trip are they going on?
Well, I guess Kansas you know what? College kids, I guess, don't do golf trips. What would college kids – they're planning their boozing? What are they planning to do?
What's that one San Padre Island? Am I saying that wrong? What's that South Padre Island? What's that one island in like Texas that everybody goes to for spring break? Yeah. We're completely botching that there. That's obviously
I don't know what somebody in Kansas would do for spring break, honestly, or for winter break.
Go home and sit down and stay inside. I'm sure that it's frigid as shit in Kansas. I wouldn't want to step into that. I have no issues with it. 17.5 just seems like a little bit of a big line. I got to be completely honest with you. I'm a little bit wary that Kansas State's done this bit before where their offense suddenly ignites and they explode and they put up 1 million points and maybe they'd be able to hang with them for a little bit. 17.5 is just a large line for me to fully commit to.
I understand, but I don't think Kansas State scores I don't think they score a point in the first half. I think they're sleepwalking. They don't want to be there. Would you want to be there? Honestly, would you want to be there?
No. And
of course not. I wouldn't want to be there.
Punching everybody in the mouth right now, so I don't disagree with it. All right, my next pick, Iowa, minus 16.5 against Michigan State. Speaking of teams that are checked out, this is one of the most, my favorite things to do when I'm coming up with picks at the end of the season. A lot of the logic that you just had there, if you got a team that's not trying and they've got no juice, they've got nothing to provide, I am going to bet against that team to get dogged by a team that's been at the top of their conference. Iowa, I understand, is not exactly an offensive powerhouse that they can put up points in bunches and completely violate a team like Michigan State in this spot. But the one thing that Iowa has done consistently, as they've laid 2 eggs against USC and Oregon, they have completely bodied, just put in a locker the middle to the back end of the Big Ten. Look at the Minnesota game. That is my, in my head, Minnesota's a solid-ish middle of the back team in the Big Ten, and they got worked by Iowa. So I think the same thing is going to happen here against a dead Michigan State team. I know Iowa pissed down their legs against USC, and they should have won that. They played well when they were playing well. I know that's a weird say-nothing statement, but when they were on, they were rolling, and they were really beating USC. So I'm not worried about them against Michigan State. I don't know. Why didn't I take that? Why did I give you that? Was that one of the ones you had written down? No, it was. I didn't even have it written down. It was just a no-brainer. I guess I glazed over it while you're over here glazing Iowa. All right, what's your next one? Glaze over here. My next one, let's go with the team that's playing for something. Let's go with the team that's playing for pride, trying to put the nation on notice. That's JMU, giving 13.5 to Washington State. This is interesting. Love. Give it to me. Washington State, 0-1 in the Pac-12 this year. JMU having a hell of a year. Very good. They're putting up a lot of points, too. That's what I like. Washington State, if they have some good wins on their record, so be it. They're not rattling off the numbers that JMU's offense is. 58, 35, 52, 63. They have been on an absolute heater in October and in November so far. It is an offense that I will bet on against a bad to mediocre team. If they were winning, I wouldn't even consider it if JMU was winning 21-20 shootouts, or they were sleepily getting to 28 points and then punching out in the second half. They are full throttle, killing the Sun Belt, 7-0 in conference, 9-1 overall. They're playing for it all this year. They want the G5 spot. You beat Wazoo, you stay in the conversation. I'm not saying it's automatic if you beat Wazoo, but you at least don't shoot yourself in the foot. I like JMU in this one. The one advantage that they definitely get, that this is a 1:00 kick and Wazoo's traveling across the country to play James Madison. So I don't hate it. I don't know if I would take it, because I just generally feel like I don't know enough about these G5 teams for the general most part. So I'll obviously let you have it. 7-3 against the spread. They cover. We'll see. All right, last pick that I'm going to take here. I am going to go with Michigan minus 13.5 against Maryland. Good pick. This is kind of a reverse logic here. So whenever there's a coach firing, oftentimes the narrative and the betting analysis is take the team that just fired the coach, because there's always a sudden bump where the guys rally together in the locker room and they get super motivated and they just out of nowhere, they play better. Michael Oxley was announced as coming back, and this team is bad. So my reverse logic here is that I don't think the team's bought in, and I don't think the team very much cares, because they haven't been playing like they do. And I think the news comes in, and you find out, Coach Loxley's coming back. This is the rare we're stuck with him. Yeah. An anti-motivation where, oh man, I don't know. That's a good pick, man. Now Michigan's a little bit banged up, so I don't know if I know Justin Haynes. They haven't had him for some time, and it's really sapped their offensive production. I just don't think Maryland's the team that's going to keep this thing close. I don't think so either. This is a good pick. This is going to be my next pick.
You snatched it from me.
Oh, did I? Look at me.
Snatched it from me.
Although that probably means I'm cooked because I'm over here stealing Sean Anderson picks.
Oh, the 3-0 Sean Anderson picks?
Okay,
yeah.
you went 1-2 the first week, so I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep on rolling around here. That's fine. Michigan's so much better than Maryland. Maryland is I mean, they're just embarrassing. Like it's a team that shouldn't be in the Big Ten. They're not a Big Ten team. They'd fare better in the ACC. They should go back, honestly. My final pick, I'm going to give you a dog is what I'm going to do here. I'm going to give you a real deal underdog that's getting 8.5 points. That's Arkansas getting 8.5 versus Texas. Texas is gross this year against the spread. Texas is a team that lets you down when you have a little faith. Texas is a team that keeps it close. So is Arkansas, by the way. Lose by 1 point to LSU, 3 points to Mississippi State. They keep it to 9 points against Auburn. They lose by 3 to Texas A&M. All they do is cover against better teams and keep it tight. Texas, this is actually one that I love. I like Arkansas staying in this one. They're not going to win, but they're going to keep it under losing by 9 points to Texas.
My only thing, though, Arkansas has covered in games against defenses that have had issues that they were able to capitalize on. So they did it against Texas A&M's really bad run defense.
Mm-hmm. What about Tennessee? They had a good defense, right? They lost to
No, they've got a really bad defense. That was a close one.
Okay, Notre Dame is kind of helping your point. They got blown out by Notre Dame.
So what I'm getting at here is that you're facing off against the team that their identity and their success has been driven through their defensive performances. So now we're expecting them to be able to break through and tailor. I don't think that they've got what it takes to threaten Texas's defense. It took Georgia to be the team that threatened them.
I gotcha. I saw the trend. I like the trend. I like the Arkansas pattern of lose a heartbreaker, but keep it tight and break your fans' spirit. Because that's all Arkansas fans have been through this year.
Yeah.
It's just heartbreaking loss after heartbreaking loss, toying with the possible gift of victory and then having that snatched away at the last moment. So I think that continues. You don't see teams just get right with that in the last 2 weeks. It just gets worse.
All right. Time for the parlay. For anyone who's new to the program, we try to concoct and put together a 6-leg parlay. It is our probably will miss 6-leg parlay.
That's
because
right.
We are 0 for 2 over the first 2 weeks of us attempting to do this. I'm going to throw to you first as I am opening up my betting app to put in the parlay. What is the first leg that you would like to add?
First leg that I'm liking here, under 62.5 at -110, under 62.5 between Georgia Tech and Pitt. 62.5 is a huge, huge number. It's at Pittsburgh, so it's going to be cold. I think they're going to be running the rock. I don't like 60. I won't take an over 60, by the way. I just won't. For the spirit of the game, for how fast the game moves, yeah, I like the under in this one.
I'm not sure if I love this. I'm not totally sure if I love this.
Okay.
Just knowing that both these teams have really butt cheeks defenses at the current moment, and neither of their defenses have played all that well, it makes me a little bit nervous, but I am going to add it to the parlay.
Appreciate that.
And what are the odds on that, by the way?
-110.
Okay. My first leg that I'm going to throw on this bad boy, the Joe Fagnano special, UConn versus FAU, money line at -270. I just wanted to bet on UConn.
Okay. Look, I think UConn's hopping right now. I got a report that from somebody that went to the UConn basketball game on Wednesday night and said it was one of the loudest sports environments he's ever been in. The kids are getting rowdy in Storrs, Connecticut. You get right with them. That's a good situation that they have going. All right, Joe.
All right.
Let's get real here. I'm going to give you a no-nonsense money line play that just gets us through. Give me a nice tight game, keeping the value all right. That's TCU +100 money line versus Houston. I hate Houston. I hate the University of Houston. I hate the basketball team. I hate the football team.
What do they do?
Because they let you down. They are the absolute letdown school. And if you've been with me in college basketball season over the past years, you want Houston. Oh, we play such hard defense with Kelvin Sampson. I know we're talking football, but it happens in football too. This is a disappointment-laden team. So Houston is going to lose to TCU in this one. TCU, for some reason, the underdogs. It's a 1.5-point spread. It's basically a pick 'em. I want TCU beating Houston.
My next leg that I'm going to throw on here, let's get a little chaotic.
Okay.
USC plus 310 against Oregon. Let's add the chaos pick, the upset of the weekend that would cause utter pandemonium for the college football playoff. We're going to go USC plus 310 on the road.
Okay. So we're just throwing plus 300 legs in here.
Yeah. Deal with it. We got to get a little spicy.
I have to keep the pH balance of this parlay right, and I'm going to do it. We're going to go with a favorite versus a team that kind of stinks, and that's Tennessee giving 3.5 to Florida at minus 120. I know it's at Florida. I don't care that it's at Florida. Tennessee doesn't have much to play for right now, but it doesn't matter. You don't lose to Florida. You don't do it. You don't give the Tennessee fans any more fuel to talk about Heupel or to talk about any.
Wait, what did you have for this? Wait, say that again.
Tennessee 3.5 versus Florida.
Okay, I had Tennessee money line as my last one.
What do you mean? I have to simmer us down here. You just threw in a plus 300, Big Daddy.
I gotta figure out what direction I'm going in here now. Did you have an extra leg? Because you just stole mine. I didn't have a fourth.
What do you mean?
You only had 3.
Oh, you want my extra leg? Fine.
Yeah,
you take Tennessee money line. I'll give you my emergency backup extra leg that was needed.
A fourth one.
Okay. You know what that is? Ohio State giving 31.5 to Rutgers. That's in here. Big line.
What?
Don't worry about it. Minus 110. That's the base spread. Ohio State is actually the best team in the country against the spread. They're 8-1. Or actually, they're second best. Texas Tech is first. Ohio State has been a machine. 31.5 should scare you. It should have you shaking your Reeboks a little bit. Doesn't have it for me because Ohio State does this. They're going to blow out Rutgers.
Oh God, this stupid app is impossible to like. You can't just type in and if I type in a team that's going to be playing, it'll just quickly find it. Like, oh, cool, yeah, they're this is definitely the game that you're looking for. No, it's going to show me 5 games that aren't happening this weekend.
Are you scrolling too down there?
Yeah.
Fat thumbs?
Give me 2 seconds. This is pissing me off. Where the hell is the Ohio State game?
It should be near the top.
I don't see it near the top.
What do you mean?
Where is it?
It's a noon game.
Did you make this game?
No.
I know this game's obviously happening this
Rutgers weekend. At Ohio State, 12 o'clock. Oh, is it because we're in Jersey?
Oh my God, that's why we can't bet. I can't add it to the parlay.
Oh my goodness,
we're getting cooked right now. Here,
we are getting
this awful parlay.
You want me to sub it out for one?
We're gonna have to. We can't put it on we can't place the bet.
Okay, cool. Notre Dame minus 35.5 versus Syracuse.
I'm gonna regret that. I hate you. By the way, why is it the case in the state of New Jersey that you can't?
In Virginia, you can't bet on Virginia colleges either. I could never get a Virginia Tech game, UVA, ODU, JMU. Could never get a line there.
All right.
I think you have to. I think they're protecting against the insider scoop. I think that's what it has to be.
Plus 5,962 odds, $1 to win $59.62.
Which leg do you think sells us if there is a leg?
It's probably going to be the USC one, if we're being completely honest. Or it'll be that Notre Dame one. Only Notre Dame.
You know what?
Notre Dame will let Syracuse hang around with them.
I'm worried about turning on the TV and seeing Pitt and Georgia Tech both having 28 points going into half. That's what I'm telling you, dude. Their defenses are both ass.